Welcome. It's another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana, and I'm at a slightly different angle this morning because things are a little different today, and it's freaking out the cat. On some level, maybe it's freaking out you as well. Oh, pardon me for a moment. Ooh, oh, that's not usual either. Maybe that could freak me out. Of course, this is going to lead into our topic du jour, which builds off of the last couple topics du jours. Whoa. It's interesting that this is happening because today I'm going to be talking about the chakra Mooladhara, the root chakra, often considered to be in the pelvic floor, and it's associated with the nose. Fascinating. And I'm also talking about it in connection with Samatvam, our yearly theme that we're looking at with our daily practice based on the Bhagavad Gita. So I had mentioned yesterday the idea of faith, and faith in the Bhagavad Gita as being something that you develop because you have practical experience. Like I have faith that the sun is coming up every day because so far, the many, many days I've been on this planet, the many, many days before that, the sun has come up every single day. So that's the experiential faith that I have rather than a blind faith. And Mooladhara, we talked about the chakras also and how the idea of Samatvam is we have this each chakra is like a continuum, and it's easy to go too much in one direction or too much in the other direction. And the idea of Samatvam or becoming yourself is finding right where you're stable and being able to stay there, to stabilize your whole self, both with a capital S and a little s self. So anyway, the sadhana I'm doing very much is appealing to Mooladhara because it's the same time, the same place, the same clothes, the same practice every day. Mooladhara, our root chakra, is based on this whole idea of stability, safety, and yes, trust, faith. I was thinking about that this morning because we had, as some of you may know, quite a divisive election this year. And I know divisive elections happen in other countries too. And people got really riled up and angry with each other, generally speaking, that I've heard. I haven't experienced that myself in this area, which is fascinating. Cleveland is generally a pretty chill place. Um, but when I think about the ways that candidates appeal, you've probably heard of this idea of the lowest common denominator. If we look at the lowest common denominator in ourselves and chakra wise, it's the feeling of safety. With both candidates appealing to safety, and probably all over the world, this is what people want to do. One side feels unsafe with certain things, and the other side feels unsafe with other things. And the media doesn't help because it gets the most reaction when it can appeal to that lowest common denominator. If this happens, you won't be safe. If that happens, you won't be safe. So, for example, if you think of an animal that doesn't feel safe, like a mama bear, when you get between her and her cubs, what happens to the mama bear? How does a mama bear act? And then should we be surprised when I don't even know the flames, but thoughts of insecurity and lack of safety are stoked, and then people react like they do. They're reacting like animals in a way because we are animals, but that animal instinct to survive and to protect comes out. The teeth come out, the claws come out. So my experiential knowledge of safety is something that I have to look at because through all of the election, I heard certain things, and afterward, I know I live in a politically diverse neighborhood, and nobody's that I've seen said anything mean to anybody or threatened anybody, though I hear about this on the media. So do I go with my experiential faith in my neighbors and continue to treat all of my neighbors with respect? Or do I become afraid of half of them? Not based on my own experience. So today's practice is dedicated to the idea of Mooladhara and safety, and it's dedicated to everybody who doesn't feel safe. What the Bhagavad Gita is saying is as long as we put our reliance on external world, external conditions, and external perceptions at the most basic level of safety, of stability, of trust, of faith, we're going to go like this. We have to learn to put our faith and our experiential faith in ourselves. The only place we can find safety, true safety, is our connection to ourself. It's according to the Gita. This is what Krishna is telling Arjun. Arjun is feeling very unsafe in his civil war where he has to kill people he loves or be killed by them. Krishna says, of course you can't feel safe when you are in this environment. Can you find the safety within? That blue jay doesn't feel safe. I must be. Hey now. Oh, it's the cardinal blue jay battle for the ages. See what happens? And they can coexist just fine. I encourage you to look within and find any sort of safety or faith or trust you need. Can you find it inside? Because until you can find it inside, it's going to be awfully hard to find it outside. Let's start. Switch sides. So when I say in my experience, Cleveland is a pretty chill place. We had the Republican National Convention here a few, probably now, not a few years ago. And I remember there was this thing about the gun demonstrations and people are going to be allowed to bring their guns downtown. And there was a gun demonstration. Only two people showed up and it was all this media hype for nothing. And sometimes I've even heard from people who watch the sadhana or heard about the sadhana that I'm doing, and they say, are you crazy to be outside for 5 minutes in the rain, in the snow, in the summer, in the this? I've developed enough faith in my body over the years to feel like I can really handle almost any temperature the earth can throw at me for 5 minutes. And you know something? That's given me a lot of feeling of stability with myself. So for this next 5 minutes, I invite you to notice, where can you find a sense of stability, reliance, trust in yourself, either your little s self or hopefully your big S self. Let's start. It's time to start, obviously. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being a steady part of my practice, because it does help me find more safety in my little s self. And the practice, it's helping me find more safety in my big S self as well. And please remember, we're having a celebration of this year, which is coming to its close soon. Please see below, there's a link about the books that we're using. And if you use that link, but then click on workshops, you'll find our celebration coming up. And I'm so happy some of you have already signed up. And anyone who wants to join, I'd love to have you. Thank you. May you have a wonderful whatever comes next. And I trust that I will see you again when I'm meant to see you again. Until then.